Hey guys, remember in this crazy mixed up world we're in right now, we got to remember we can't replace love with sex. Remember, single saints were celibate until they what? Put a ring on. Let's listen to this. Hey, it's Kennedy. It's your girl Kennedy, a whole single. Just stopping for a quick video with you all guys tonight. I'll post this in a couple of days. But first things first, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, all of those messages and chats and all the love, the emails. I appreciate you and I love y'all guys by the gallons. Please make sure if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell button so that you'll know when the next video drops. And here we go. So today, this song came in my head and it's just been playing over and over. And I'm like, I haven't even watched the LL Cool J movie or listened to his music in years. But this song keeps coming up in my head. You remember that song LL Cool J sang, Lounge? And he's like, who do you love? And then he goes, I want to be with you. And he said, are you for sure? And he says, I'll do what I gotta do. I don't know what it is about that song. Now we know the beat is fly. That melody and that beat. Yes. But I was like, why is this singing? But Lord, tell me it's a message behind this. And it is. He said, now y'all was talking about baking biscuits. And then I'm telling you, who do you love? And the song is talking about one thing. It's talking about being like superficial, about he's giving her all this diamonds and pearls and bling and all this stuff to try to buy her affections and everything, and but yet and still he was doing some other stuff. If you listen to the song, listen to the lyrics, you see he was doing, he flogging like we used to say, he got you all laced up with all this bling on and everything. But he over here with Trudy and Judy doing what he wanted to do because he feel like he can. So he didn't show her any love. He felt like just by giving her things, that was an expression of love. So today I'm not really talking about things. I'm talking about something that's a lot more serious than that. And I'm talking about being celibate while you're single. Now, this is not a hot topic, especially with some of the messages I get. Most of you guys, almost all of my followers and all of my, I call y'all my sojourners, my partners, are very respectful. And then I get the occasional, flirt or, you know, dialoguing about my body or whatever, or you look cute or whatever. And that lets me know that they really didn't watch the video or they haven't been watching my videos because they'll know that really turns me off. When you're talking about, oh, you're so sexy and this, that, and the other. A woman of God, I don't really, that's not respectful. That's very disrespectful to me as a woman of God for a gentleman to look at me and say that to me. But I'll move on from that. But for the most part, I have beautiful messages. And so a lot of people don't want to talk about being celibate while you're single. But hey, what are you gonna do? If you want to honor God with your life, you have to honor God with your body as well. And the word of God talks about fornication. It says wrong, it's sinful. And so if I'm in my singleness as Paul and I'm trying to draw closer to God and I'm actually enjoying being single. I'm like really in my whole life with a child and trying to maneuver things. I think I wanted a spouse then because I wanted that helpmate to help me, build my daughter up to this great person, which God stepped in and He helped me with those things and gave me the compassion and things I needed to listen. And and her dad, God bless him, he's passed away. But she know who he is, and she know her dad loved her very much. So. But today we talking about, let's talk about sex, baby, and we talking about who do you love. I love me first. And I love God much more than anything. So my first thought is I don't want to offend God. So when it comes to this song, Who Do You Love? It's like, so first of all, some people they meet folks and you're like I said about that eye gate, they like, oh, they're attractive. They go out a couple of times and boom, bam, pow. They done did the do. Now here comes the who do you love part. See, because y'all wasn't in love when y'all did it. Y'all was in lust. So now he can say, I gotta, are you sure? You can't be sure. So what you thinking about now is sex. Was the sex good? Was the sex bad? You know, then it's, I hear, oh, that thing good. I'm gonna have to hold on to that. Or whatever, and so now but listen at what you're saying. You're talking about that physical aspect of a person is what you're trying to hold on to. Believe me, one day it's gonna get old. It ain't gonna work no more on either side. So then what you gonna do? I love to see these 60, 70 year marriages. They're in their 80s and they still sitting there holding hands. And I don't say that. I seen some men have babies in the 80s. But you assume ain't nothing else going on under the sheet. So what are they so in love with? They in love with each other. They in love with all those years they spent together as being friends, as being confidants, as being each other's backbone. That's what they're celebrating at that time, or even 20 years, or 25 years, or 30. They built up on something. But when you're dating, you're in lust with that person. Oh, y'all heard about this one? I said he might watch this podcast, so I cannot say that name. But I tell you, that man's body was built by Jake. I was willing to take a child that I have a grandchild the same age, trying to be. But you know what? When you take that out of the equation, I could see clearly that we wouldn't have gotten along. We were in two different stages of life. And so by us not clouding the water with sex and that type of intimacy, you can really get to know someone and get to be close as friends or close as lovers. But let's see about this one first. He said, Who do you love? And he said, Are you for sure? And he said, because he gonna do what he gotta do. And he was like, Why are you doing all this Cristal and Dolce Gabbana and all this? All that girl need is love. So this is what we're saying here today. That a lot of times when it comes to a relationship, let's not rush and get into the bed with each other trying to see if that's good, then we gonna make it work. See, that's that when the old people say putting the cart before the horse, that's definitely what they mean. Meaning that because if you put the who gonna push the cart? It's harder to push than it is to pull because you got momentum on your side. But the thing is here, the reasoning after you did the do, now it's several reasons. Either you trying to hold on because it was good, you trying to hold on because you don't want nobody else to get it, or you find other, or you don't want to hurt the other person. So you may be like, Dick, I done heard men talk about women real bad. I really have. I told y'all I have brothers. And I done heard women talk about men too. Talking about, oh, that thing good, but his feet stink, girl. Or a man might say, yeah, it's good, but a house nasty. I mean, so what are you going to do? You going to be, and I've seen some men live in squalor. And you wonder what in the world, because of whatever. Because now he feels like the body is so good to him, the flesh, till he's willing to look over everything else. And then mama told him to make sure you get a woman that can wash the clothes, keep a clean house. She taught him how to keep a clean house, but then you go get a woman that's nasty. But she got some good poo poo. So you gonna stay. Same with us women. We rush to go be with somebody. We go on a couple of, my pastor say, thank you for dinner. And I'm gonna do like Shawnee O'Neal. Thank you for your services. Thank you for dinner. He said, I don't owe you nothing. And I told my daughter the same. I don't owe you nothing for dinner but a good night and thank you. So, I did. I said, hey, you want to have the watermelon I got in there? And I brought it out the door. He said, oh, I thought it was coming in. No, no, no. What we going to do at this time of night? I'm full. I'm ready to go to bed. And you ain't getting in there with me. So, guess what? I ain't never heard from him no more. Never. And we went to dinner a couple of times. But that night that he thought he was coming in, and I stopped him at the car. He didn't get out the car. I ain't even let the brother get out the car. Ain't no need. You ain't even got to walk me to the door. It's right there. Because I didn't even want to give him the inclination that you was going to slide through. But guess what? I guess he lost my number. And guess what? It don't hurt. Girlfriend, it don't hurt. It don't bother me because I wasn't that vested. Guess what? I can say and I made sure we went to the restaurant of my choice. So I got some shrimps and some lobsters one night, and I got me a porterhouse the next night. I guess that porterhouse he thought I was gonna pay for it, but I guess he found out that God's child don't live like that. We don't live like that. And see, sis, that's how you can weed some stuff out. I mean, anybody that's in such a rush to get to your panties and ain't in a rush to get to your heart, you gotta, who do you love? Ask them, do they love themselves? Because right now these are days and times where things are going on. People walk around looking real normal, real normal, and they undercover down low and on the other side sneaking across the fence. So you got to be very careful with your and protect your purse. You know, if you got a Dolce and Gabbana, make sure that Dolce and Gabbana is zipped. Okay, make sure it's zipped. Zip your Dolce, but keep the legs closed. I mean, really, too many times we get into the physical and we hold on for wrong reasons, just like this girl in this song holding on to this dude because he flossing her out. But he's also cheating on her, dogging her out, and being around the world. So guess what? This is what I'm saying. Who do you love? Who do you love? But let's make sure, let's leave certain things for the marriage bed. Yeah, I said it. Because they wonder what, because that's why I'm not dating. I'm enjoying my peace with God. Plus, until someone comes in my life and they're on the same, evenly yoked or at least on the same pattern and respect my boundaries, that there will be no sex without a ring, wouldn't be no sex without counseling, would be no sex without my pastors sitting down and going through that little class with them, not little class, but class with them, and my pastor saying, okay, I'll marry you, then I want to see. I've done it the other way so many times. And guess what? It must not work, or else I would still be with one of them, except for the one God called home. So guess what? It ain't it ain't gonna hurt you. You keep your let's do this. Let's try it. Let's try it. Because see, that's why I said I'm still waiting. Waiting on somebody to respect those boundaries. Thinking a month or two or we've been in, and now I don't see a commitment. A commitment. Some at least wait to engagement so that they've made a commitment that we are going to get married. But the Bible doesn't say anything about engagement. The Bible says you must be married. Married. So in the meantime, until something come and blow my mind or the enemy win, we gonna keep them closed. We keeping that Dolce locked up. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to stop in for a minute because that was pressing and it was just marinating, resonating in my heart. Who do you love? He said, I want to be with you. He said, but are you for sure? He said, I'll do what I gotta do. And he said, after all that drip, you done brought her brother. All she needed was some love. That love, understanding, finding out who we are with each other before we go to jumping over into things that can cause us to stay or stab somebody. People get upset now. These women, the men too, young ones, they out here hurting folks because it was good. So you got to make sure you got some commitment behind that. Anyway, guys, I'm finna get out here because I can go on about this one. This one really this. I had even write it down. I had to type this out, and I know I still haven't said anything that's on my notes. But don't just worry about the sexual chemistry. Really work, think about and look and see if there's some other chemistry there, other than that. Like if a guy tells me he can play an instrument or he loves live music, I'm already like, oh, okay, that's a big passion of mine. Then if he can be abstinent, celibate, go and hang out with me, and we can do things without him trying to talk under my clothes or get under my clothes, then we might get a little further. See what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let the eye gate get me into trouble while I open up my dolce and I'm sorry the next day, or I'm trying to hold on to somebody because I don't want to feel shame because I gave up the cookies. That's a lot of times that's what we do. We'll give up them cookies and then now all of a sudden you feel shame because he really didn't want to be with you, or you probably didn't really want to be with him either. But I'm just looking back over my notes just to make sure. But that's it. Anyway, keep those dolces zipped. Love you guys by the gallons. Peace, love, and fish grease. Why fish grease? All right, guys. This means that when you're in a relationship and someone asks you, who do you love? You can answer with absolute certainty because the flesh isn't in the way. I love you guys. I'm out of here for real this time. Bye.